I mean, Twitter's been on fire, right? Just for Elon Musk. I mean, selling his shares, selling 10% of his shares, which he had people on Twitter. He's such a
Tesla, you mean?
Tesla. Sorry, what did I say?
Twitter.
I get mixed up.
It's
Twitter,
right.
Dorsey.
They're all the same conglomerates.
But you look at Elon Musk. I thought that was great. I thought it was awesome when, he's just a marketing genius, right? It just, when you're able to get the trolls to go absolutely crazy, it means you're a marketing genius. And that's what he does. But the whole 10% stock sale. And then also, did you see that, who's the organization that called him out on world hunger and said if he sold like a certain percent of his stock, he would be able to solve it? And he said, all right, you outline how I could do that. And he called him out. Of course, they didn't say, but it's kind of funny.
Let's tackle that first. I want to ask you a serious question on the 10% on the Twitter poll. Because I do like, I'm not sure where I fall on it, but I like analyzing the different perspectives and angles. But to the world hunger thing, I have to give credit where credit is due because it was some world council or some kind of, global, good old boys club, for lack of a better word. And they gave it a number. It was like 6 billion or 9 billion. It was something specific and said, hey, this would solve world hunger. And this was from the snake oil salesman type of, hey, if you want to tug at people's emotions, you go after saving children and or saving the climate. That's just a good rule. So that's what they were saying. And to his credit, he called him out and said, hey, you prove to me how this amount will solve world hunger, and I'll sell enough stock and cut you a check right now. That's great. It's hard for me to believe that they've replied because when you're not searching for stuff like that and it comes across your news feed, you would think that if they sent you a spreadsheet and said, hey, here you go, tough guy, here's how it is, you would have already heard about that. It's smoke and mirrors, but I got to give credit where credit is due on that aspect. On the Twitter poll, I want your serious opinion because I caught a little bit of fast money yesterday on CNBC, and one of the guys on there was very upset. You could tell that he was just pissed off about this. And I think I tried to write it down. He was calling it it's just not cool, Frank. You know how angry you have to be to go on TV and say just not cool?
It's holding back a lot, but you got to be really pissed off.
It's like in the movie The Hangover where they're kicking dirt and stuff, and the guy's like, shoot, dang it, instead of saying F-bombs or anything else. But real quick, I'll give my take after you, but are you offended or are you embarrassed from a market perspective that this guy goes on Twitter, you could argue 10% would be, he's worth $300 billion. So, I mean, it's billions and billions of dollars of stock. It's huge implications. Is it okay to go on Twitter and basically flip a coin to all your followers, Frank?
Absolutely. Why not? What's wrong with it?
I'm not saying there is. I'm asking you. You got to give me a little bit more than that, though.
It's supposed to be a public
From a shareholder
platform.
Perspective, you're saying, hey, this guy's a CEO. This is going to have huge implications on the stock price.
But that's why people buy the stock. They're selling 50 cars at what's the $1 trillion valuation. That's why they love this guy, because he's like this. That's his personality. The day this goes away is the day they lose their premium.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, you got to love this if you're a shareholder. I mean, this guy calls everybody out. He's out. Like, people don't understand it because they don't have that personality. And the personality is funny because it's not... you could see when you talk to him how just he's brilliant, right? But probably difficult to have a conversation with. But the fact that he goes out of his way to really do some of this stuff, that's why they love him so much. That's the power of a brand, right? They love this guy. They'll back him. I'll be honest with you. Tesla cars are ugly. They're ugly. They're ugly. Have you ever sat in one? They have a screen. They're plain. They look terrible. I mean, have you seen the electric cars coming out? They're not pretty cars. They're not. Yeah. I mean, people say, well, it's a Tesla. It's the brand. It's you saying, I own a Tesla. That's the allure. That's why people love this guy. They love the stock and they want to buy it. And he's delivering, and he's light years ahead of everybody else. Everyone in the world, right? Everyone in the world in this industry is now producing an EV car, right? Just announce that you have an EV truck and you get a valuation like Rivian, which we'll get to in a second, which is insane.
Yeah, good segue there, but hold on a second. We got to stay here for a minute.
But okay, stay here. I want to hear your thoughts on it.
So I think you're exactly right in the aspect of this is just a risk that goes along with Tesla. I don't, a part of me wants to say that it's silly because, I think it's kind of ridiculous, but it doesn't upset me because if you're a Tesla bull, I believe Tesla stock is off 15% from its recent highs, maybe even closer to 20% now because it's taken a few good pullbacks. So if you're a Tesla bull, nothing is changing. So he sells 10%, big deal. That's a good buying opportunity if you're a bull. I just think that the bigger picture here is know your risk. And this, to your point, this is just part of what you get if you're going to invest in this. This guy is Tesla, and it's hard to argue with the results. And I've totally been dead wrong on this. If I ever had a gun to my head, I would have bet against it or just avoided it.
Yeah.
So I've missed out on great gains. But yeah, I just think that's a good overall lesson of, hey, this is just one of the risks in there. And if you're not comfortable with it, don't own that stock.
I think it's clear. This is definitely clear. Okay. Everyone, 100% of the people that criticize this guy and rip this guy apart are people who don't own the stock.
Or are short it, probably.
Whatever, but they don't own it, right?
Yeah,
so they're going to have everything to say because they've been saying that this stock was overvalued 85% ago. And, if you look at the fundamentals, they're probably right. But to see where this stock goes and what he's accomplished, this is a guy that's unleashed, has more money than he knows what to do with. And I like that because he's a change the world guy and he's changing the world. Is he? You have an opinion about, his personality or what he does, but if you're a shareholder, you love everything this guy does. This guy made fortunes for so many people.
Yeah.
You could say, well, the stock's off 15. It went from 800 to 1200 in like a week on no news. Okay. So if you bought at 1100, you deserve to be down 15%. But you bought any other time in this company's history, you're filthy rich.
Yeah.
And those aren't the guys criticizing him. Those are guys that are backing him. And for me, I love it. Look, that's what got him here, being that crazy and just to see what the trolls do and everybody coming out after him. And these are all people you see on TV and how they don't own Tesla. That's why it's so funny. Of course, you're going to criticize him because you didn't make money. If you made money, you would be like, wow, this guy is doing it right. And now he's got a massive audience. The whole entire world, even my mother, everyone knows who this person is. You can't say that for the greatest sports athlete or the best entrepreneur.
Yes, you can, Frank. Everybody knows Michael Jordan. Get over that.
Yeah. All right. Outside of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Yeah.
Anyway,
but,
yeah. No, I get your point. That's a great point.